Right, guys, how's it going? I am at the airport at Alicante. I have managed to find today's Spanish football dailies for you. I did get all three, and I've had a quick look at them for you. And there's a very important update in one of them. It's the only thing that we need to discuss in this video. I have translated it, I've summarized it. I'll consult my notes in a moment. But it's basically this spread here: Ancelotti, JAS, Solari, basically an emergency meeting following that injury to Carvajal was called this week. Okay, so there you go for validation. Someone said in the summer you need to show us what you're reading to validate it. So emergency meeting as a result of that injury to Carvajal. That meeting was called this week. It took place this week, and we're going to look at that in a moment. I'm going to try and make this video as brief as possible because obviously I'm on the airport Wi-Fi. Now, just so you know, this meeting, Ancelotti, JAS, Solari, so basically the coach and the directors had this emergency meeting this week to then present things to Florentino Perez, the president, with regards what they think they need for the team. Okay. So just in case you don't know the other people, JAS, that's Jose Angel Sanchez. He is the club's chief executive and basically the right-hand man to Florentino Perez. Okay, he's been with Real Madrid for, I don't know, quarter of a century or something like that. Massive, important person at Real Madrid. And then there is Santiago Solari, who is he's director of football, I think. Real Madrid's director of football. So you got the director of football, the chief executive, the manager, having this emergency meeting this week to then give their findings to Perez. Okay. Now, from what I understand from this article, Perez is reluctant to enter the transfer market in winter. I don't think there's a big track record of that in recent years. I'm not sure. I don't follow Real Madrid on a day-to-day basis. So if I can skip through this article, so obviously this Dani Carvajal injury is very serious. They're now evaluating the impact of the absence of the fullback and what they're calling as the second captain. So much so that this week a meeting was urgently convened between Carlo Ancelotti, Jose Angel Sanchez, and Santiago Solari to analyze the situation and to study the possibility of making signings in the winter transfer market. And that obviously could include Trent Alexander-Arnold. As we spoke about on here the other day, Real Madrid, Perez doesn't want to enter the market, especially in winter, and spend money, right? So they're looking for bargains. They're looking for, saving money basically. And Trent Alexander-Arnold is absolutely a bargain if he's available on a free transfer from the 1st of January, right? Real Madrid have shown in recent years that decisions, especially in the winter market, are based on strategy and common sense. But the current situation of the squad required a meeting to thoroughly review how the squad is now as a result of that injury. Ancelotti believes the team is short in defence. Communication between the technical staff and the directors is constant. And at this meeting, they did nothing but put all the cards on the table. Absolute, like, no bullshitting. This is what we need to do kind of attitude. An analysis was made position by position, discussing players who are out of action and all the options available to replace long-term injured players. Trent Alexander, for example, although he is not mentioned in this article, nobody is mentioned by name. No potential targets are mentioned in this article. JAS, Carlo, and Solari analysed all options, those within the existing squad, those in the youth academy, and those that could be in the market this winter. Now, obviously, if they wanted to sign Trent Alexander-Arnold, they can only get him on a free transfer in the summer. This is talking about what they need now. So what comes into play then is if they wanted to sign Trent, for example, they would have to pay a transfer fee in January, which I know some of you would think, well, would rather have that than lose him on a free, right? But if you're the player and the agent, you'd want to go on a free because then you get the signing on fee, right? And you're going to make a lot more money if you're available on a free transfer. So if they turn to the market and sign an alternative to Trent Alexander-Arnold in January, that could scupper Trent's situation completely. If let's say he wanted to go to Real Madrid, that could happen in the summer. But this article's talking about what they need now. And I was watching something on Spanish television yesterday, and they were talking about this. And basically, what I picked up from it, and I did have it translated. I do have a reasonably good knowledge of Spanish, but I like to have things checked. And they were saying, and they did mention Trent Alexander-Arnold as a possibility. They didn't mention him in January, but they also alluded to the fact that he isn't the only option on the table and he isn't the first choice. So that's just someone's opinion, though, right? This article here is coming from the pro Real Madrid newspaper. So they're talking about the need to strengthen in January, and Trent is not available on a free transfer in January. Okay, so it doesn't mean if they sign someone in January that Trent might not get a move next summer, but it might really limit the possibility of that happening. So this could be good news if you're hoping that Trent stays, and bad news if you're Trent hoping that they step in for you. Ancelotti is clear that the squad should be reinforced, not only because of long-term injuries, but also due to the wear and tear that important players are suffering, accumulating games, minutes, and fatigue. There's confidence in Lucas Vázquez, but there is a concern about the void in that position after him, right? So he can play on that side, but then what, right? So the emphasis again here is we need someone in January in the winter market to come into that position. Again, Trent Alexander-Arnold's not available in January, I'm afraid. They'd have to pay a fee. Maybe Trent would still take that opportunity, but you would be waving away, your right to a significant signing on fee, and so would your agent. My chick's trying to call me. She's going to have to wait. Sorry, that priorities. Imminent meeting with Florentino Perez is the heading of the rest of the article. All three agree on the need to boost the current squad, and they will convey this to Florentino Perez, the most reluctant to go into the winter market, right? He don't want to go into the winter market, only if there's some value, if there's a bargain to be had. As has been shown in the last 6 years, during which Real Madrid has only glanced at that market without any intention, a window which is widely used by many other teams. Ancelotti is not demanding signings, but understands that the season's objectives could be compromised with the current defensive setup. Madrid currently only has 3 central defenders and a right back available, Vázquez, which we just spoke about. A situation which could worsen if Alaba's injury, which is expected to be an immediate performance player, becomes imminent. I don't understand that bit. The calendar does not give Real Madrid a break, playing for titles in almost every competition month. So, in other words, they're attacking various competitions each month. The squad is thin in defence. Basically, they're on borderline of disaster. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they're worried about. No decision has been made regarding signings, as this measure would not be taken until it is discussed with the president. So they've had that meeting this week. They're now going to Perez and saying, right, what we're going to do, this is what we need. Can we do something in January? All relevant to Trent Alexander-Arnold's situation, I think. I'm sorry if I'm not explaining this very well. It's a bit not the best of surroundings. Ancelotti, he's worried. The fact is there are still 9 months of competition left. Objectives could be compromised. After this weekend's break, the calendar shows a series of demanding matches to calibrate the squad's current moment and the need to go to the market, which seems to be screaming at Real Madrid to find that player who could complete and elevate the current group's competitive level. Remember, this season ends in July with the Club World Cup. The season is long and could become even longer if players continue to fall physically. So what we can take from this article, guys, is that the manager, the coach, if you like, the director of football, the chief executive of Real Madrid, appear to be all on the same page that we need someone now, right? Trent Alexander-Arnold, they are definitely going to have interest in Trent Alexander-Arnold as a free, signing, but they need someone now in January. So if they find someone in January and invest in him, does that close the door on Trent possibly getting a move there next year? Limits his chances, right? So these are things that I want you to consider. I'm sorry if I'm not doing a very good job. I'm conscious of people wondering why I'm talking to my laptop. Obviously, I had to translate that for you, but I think I've conveyed the message. If I haven't, please do ask in the comment section. So Perez at Real Madrid is reluctant to enter the transfer market in winter. Would only be interested in bargains. If they wanted Trent Alexander-Arnold, he would still be considered a bargain if they paid a low fee to Liverpool rather than Liverpool losing him for nothing. But then you have to think, would the player agree to it? Would the agent agree to it when they can cash in significantly in the summer? If you really want to go there and you've got your one opportunity going to Real Madrid, maybe you have to go, okay, what can I do? Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to leave that with you. I hope I've explained it as best as I could. Like I say, it's not the best environment, and I am on my travels. And I'm heading to England for the weekend. I think this is really, really important. Really important. Maybe watch the video again. I don't know if you can stomach my trippy cheeks again, but I think it's really, really important what the message is here from Real Madrid. They want someone now in this window, whether they pay a reduced fee for someone that's whose contract is coming out, whether they enter the market and get someone and go, well, we'll just invest a proper fee in winter. And it really does affect Trent, I think, in his situation. And it could have a knock-on effect on the reports that you see coming out. This could be a bit negative for Trent Alexander-Arnold if he's wanting that move there, especially if he wants it on a free. Would Liverpool even allow him to leave in January? You know what I mean? You could say, well, they'd rather get some money than let him go for nothing. But then what happens? Are we then in danger because you're thinning the squad, you're reducing the size of the squad and your options? A lot for you to think about, I think. Even I haven't thought about it fully. But I will do after I've uploaded this video. I did get all 3 Spanish football dailies. There's nothing else in them regarding Real Madrid, Trent Alexander-Arnold. There's nothing in there regarding other players that we might be interested in. You know what I mean? So I will leave that with you. All right, guys, I hope you appreciate the update. I'm glad I brought my laptop. I'm glad that I found the newspapers for you. I didn't expect to do a summary of what was in the Spanish press today. So I've got a couple of hours to kill before my flight, and I really hope that you've made sense of this video. Digest it. Please let me know what you think. Did you understand it? Do you get what I'm trying to say? If pay attention to the comments on this video, guys. Once you watch the video, maybe come back on tonight, check the comments, because I think there might be some good comments there for you to consider. All right, guys, I'm going to go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for letting me clear off for a couple of days to go and see my chicken. I'm hoping to go live this afternoon. All right, maybe about 2 o'clock. That's why I brought my laptop, so I could go live with you today. So I will be around this afternoon, all being well. All right, I'll go. If you appreciate the video, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. Comments are important. I want to know if you see what I'm. I don't know if I've conveyed what I'm trying to say. And if you want to buy me a beer, because I'm up at what last year I have to do, or a coffee, please hit the super thanks button, which is the love heart under the video. There's other ways of supporting me in the channel video description. The video description, if you want to do that. And obviously the newsletter is in the video description, as is the chat room, which is an important part of what we have. There's hundreds of people that you see from the comments in the chat room. You can join on your devices, your computers, whatever. But yeah, all the blurb and all the guff is in the video description. Thumbs up, leave me a comment, and I'll speak to you in a bit, guys. Right, how do I stop it? Right, I'm off. See you in a bit.